Nique TV, gang, gang, gang. So today, I'm trying to find a book for y'all in the library. I'm trying to find a book. It's, I'm not the first one. I'm not nearly the first one in here today. And somebody's sitting in my normal seat that I sit in, y'all. So I will probably be standing while I sit y'all up in like one of the little shelves and just read a little book to y'all. And I may just be reading the whole live. So it may be like just a couple hours. I know my mom get off at 2:15, and she gonna take me to where I need to go. You know, to do an application and things like that. And y'all, so I'm just trying to find a book for y'all. Just trying to find a nice book for y'all to read, for me to read to you. It's like it ain't too much, but it's a good book, an interesting book. That's what I'm looking for. They got small books. I guess like they got books about like romance and stuff. And book that y'all may be interested in. So yeah, y'all. Okay, I guess this is science fiction. So I don't think I want science fiction. Yep, science fiction. These are just fiction. They got really, but I'm gonna try to do this for y'all. Alright. Whoever come in here, just come in, listen to me read, and chill with me. And yeah, y'all. I will be doing some standing up. Let me show y'all the fit today. Get my scarf. Got my boots that I'm taking to the place I need to go. My damn purse opening up, but hopefully nothing will fall out, right? But this is the fit today. Y'all up so I can really show y'all. This is the fit today, y'all. So yeah, looking for a nice book for y'all to read. I'm looking for a nice book, very interesting. Either you live to listen, or you're going to watch the whole live later when I end the live. So I'm trying to. This is today where I'm just looking for a nice book to read, y'all. There's like almost people in here. Hold on, y'all. Let me turn the Wi-Fi on. Okay, the Wi-Fi is on. Let me turn the camera. So yeah, they got a little nice. They got small books and they got big books. What kind of books would y'all like to hear about? Romance? You want to hear about death? I don't know what else. Basically anything. I don't know. They got really big books. got certain books about movies. Yeah, y'all. They got books like collections, like them up there with the same name. Those are like collections. Never tell. Let's see. Never tell. Say her secrets run deep. Never tell. #1 New York Times best-selling author. Stacey Abraham. I mean, not Stacey Abrams. I don't know. Y'all see the name. Selena Montgomery. And it looked like an interesting book. I never need to read something like this. Say, she guess. From Raven, she realized Brumley, Clifton Center, and this looks interesting. This is one choice. I'm gonna go back though. That's one choice. I might find something more, maybe more interesting. But if not, then I may come back to it. Let's see. Still down there. The Evil Men Do Night Sister. Oh yeah, thank you. Whoever said bless you, thank you. If you want to make God laugh, they got James Patterson. I mean, you can read all. They got a lot of James Patterson. They got small and giant books. This is all James Patterson books right here. If y'all know who James Patterson is, I think he do movies too, because I've seen his name before. Let's see. Let's just pick one. So he got like small books right here. Let's see. Private Gold. Let's see. The Woman's Murder Club. The Medical Examiner. That might be a good one. That's another choice. Manhunt. A Michael Bennett story. That looks interesting. These look like they could be about movies or something. Malaculous. I want to say that word is. These all look interesting. I think I'm gonna read y'all a small book. Let's play make believe. It's all fun and games until it isn't. James Patterson. Yeah, I think he's gonna be a great choice, y'all. Haunted. They all called James Patterson bookshots. Yeah, you get one shot to survive. Y'all. I think I'm gonna read y'all one of these. See the house husband. Oh shit. I'm messing up shit, y'all. I'm fucking up shit. You got hidden. The exile. Wow. The dolls looks can kill. Wow. Let's see. I want to choose one of these. Cross kill. We got some good title books. Come and get us. So I think I'm gonna choose one of his small books today, and I'm gonna just read it through the whole live. It's gonna be a couple hours, but they're not that big of a book. So let's see. Let's see women's club, women's murder club, the medical examiner. You say 2 bodies arrived at the morgue. One was still breathing. A rich woman checks into a hotel room and enters a man who is not her husband. A shooter blows away the lover and wounds his millionaires leaving her for dead. It is it the perfect case for the woman's club, for the woman's murder club, or just the most twisted? No one gets this big without the amazing natural storytelling talent, which is what James Patterson has in spades. Lead child. See, Patterson boils a scheme. Patterson boils a scene down to the single telling detail, the element that defines a character or moves the plot along. It's what fires off the movie projector in the reader's mind. This is cool. Think of me. So I'll make some space. I'll remember where I got it from. Yeah. And I'm gonna stand somewhere and read it, y'all. Somebody is at my normal table that I sit at. So yeah. And then I need to be somewhere where I can plug my phone up. So let's go. I think I'm gonna just sit here. So okay, phone. We disturbing anyone right here. sit on the floor. I'm not that old. Okay. Got the phone plugged up. Y'all ready? My jacket. Make a lot of noise. And y'all, I'm right where I got the book from, so that's a good thing. I chose this spot, and we can plug the phone. Okay. So y'all, the title James Patterson. I mean the author James Patterson. Woman's Murder Club. The medical examiner. Okay. Let's see. It's a dear reader. You're about to experience a revolution in reading book shots. Book shots are a whole new kind of book. 100%. Okay, story driven. No fluff. Always under $5. What? Yeah, go. Okay, Grand Rising. Shit, it's currently 11:20. Yeah, I do like going to the library. I am book smart and street smart. I can't really tell what you're saying at the end. Hold up, I want YouTube and hold on. I want YouTube and the internet to my reading. I don't know what you're saying. Can you elaborate on that last part? What you saying? I don't know what you're saying. Sorry. What's your name? Jason. What? Bender. Thank you for coming here today. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for leaving a like too, Jason. Grand rising to you. You said from Fondue Dulick, Wisconsin. I don't know that place, but welcome to the city room. I'm from Washington, D.C. Yeah. Anyways, let me continue. I've written or co-written nearly all the book shots, and they're among my best novels of any length. At 150 pages or fewer, book shots can be read in a night. And book shots can be read in a night, on a commute, or even on your cell phone during breaks at work. I hope you enjoyed the medical examiner. All my best, and signed James Patterson. Okay, it says for special offers and the full list of bookshots titles, please go to bookshots.com. Okay. And he got all the names here of bookshots. I read you some over there, the titles. But this is, I guess, half of the list. And right now we're at like the end of the list. He's the second one, the medical examiner. That's the one we reading right now. Yeah. I can read y'all these titles real quick. All bookshots. Okay. Let's see. Zoo 2, Crosskill, The Trial, Little Black Dress, The Witnesses, Chase, Let's Play, Make Believe, which some of them you're gonna hear the names from already. Haunted, Trump versus Clinton, 113 minutes. 10 million, Marriage Proposal. French Kiss, Taking the Titanic, Killer Chef, Come and Get Us, Private, The Royals, Black and Blue, The Christmas Mystery, The House Husband, Hidden, Miraculous, French Twist, The End, the Shut In, After the End, Diary of a Succubus. Oh, Diary of a Succubus. I ain't see that book over there. If you don't know what a succubus is, this person that what I can't even really explain. You gotta search it up. It's like basically it's something sexual. Succubus. I think it's like a no. I'm not even gonna get into this. We got up 3, but okay. Detective Cross, Private Gold, the lawyer lifeguard, Stingrays, steep, what steep, steeple, steepling, steeple. I don't know. Steeplechase, Nooners, the medical examiner. What I'm currently reading, the dolls. Okay, let's get started. Okay, all right. Okay, the medical examiner. Right. Okay, what? I want to say this word is prolug. This fucking word right here. I guess is the word chapter. But let's get into it. Inspector Richard Conklin was conducting what should have been a straightforward interview with a female victim. The woman was the only known witness to a homicide, but Joan, Mrs. Joanne Murphy, the subject, was not making Conklin's job any easier. She was understandably distraught, traumatized, and possibly a bit what squirrely. Oh yeah, and possibly a bit squirrely. As a result, she'd taken the internet straight off road through the deep woods and directly off a cliff. She'd seen nothing, she couldn't remember anything, and she didn't understand why she was being interviewed by a cop in the first place. Why am I here? Oh, why am I even here? The question made Coughlin immediately wonder, what is she hiding? They were in a hospital room at St. Francis Memorial. Mrs. Murphy was reclining in a bed with a sling around her right arm. She was in her mid 40s and was highly agitated. Her face was so tightly drawn that oh, her face was so tightly drained. No, no, drawn. I was right, drawn. That Conklin thought she might have had too much cosmetic surgery. Damn, that's wild. Either either that or this was the what um either that or this was the after effects of a near death experience looked like. Currently, Mrs. Murphy was shooting looks around the hospital room as if she were about to bolt through the window. It reminded Conklin of that viral video of the deer wandered, yeah, who'd wandered into a convenience store, then leaped over the cash register and the pretzel rack before finally crashing through the plate glass windows. Mrs. Murphy, he said, call me Joanne. A nurse came through the door saying, how are we feeling? Mrs. Murphy, open up for me, please. She stuck a thermometer under Mrs. Murphy's tongue, and after a minute, she read the numbers and made a note on the chart. Everything's normal. Everything's normal, she said brightly. Conklin thought, easy for you to say. He turned back to the woman in the bed and said, Joanne, it kills me to see you so upset. I fully comprehend that getting shot, especially under your conditions, would shake anyone up. That's why I hope you understand that I have to find out what happened to you. Mrs. Murphy was not a suspect. She was not under arrest. Kunklin had assured her that if she asked him to leave the room, he would do it, no problem. But that wasn't what he wanted. He wanted to understand the circumstances that had victimized this woman and had killed the man who had been found with her. He had to figure out what kind of case it was nab so he could nab the the culprit. Okay, don't worry, I'm not afraid of you, Richard, Joanne told him, looking past him and out the window. It's everything you've told me that's upsetting me. I don't remember having a dead body beside me. I don't remember much of anything, but I do think I will remember that. Honestly, I don't think it even happened. Bitch, what? I wouldn't be asking you about a dead body if I didn't find a dead body, baby. Don't that make sense? Wouldn't be asking you about no fucking dead body. Whatever, bitch. She shot her head. I mean, shot. I said shot. She shook her head, desperately, and the tears flew off her cheeks. She dropped her chin to her chest, and her shoulders heaved the sobs. Conklin reached for a box of tissues and offered them to his dis- disconsolate subject, who was melting down in front of him. He inched his chair closer to the bed and said, Joanne, please try to understand. It did happen. We have the body. Do you want to see it? She plucked the tissue from the box, patted her eyes, and blew her nose. Must I? Concluded. I think it would be best. It might jog your memory. Look, I'll stay with you and you can lean on me. And then you will drive me straight home. I sure will. I'll even put the sirens on. Yeah, I think we got our seat. So let's go, because I think we got our seat. Somebody take it. I still remember where I got the book from, so that's what they.
Yeah, I'll put it on the tray.
an empty booth and a recently vacant table and asked a busboy for help as she shoved the table up. Oh, and she shoved the table up against the booth. How many people are coming? He asked her. 6, she told him. I hope the kitchen doesn't run out of the mango chicken. That's my favorite. That's our favorite. 4 of the 6 were herself and her closest friends in the woman's murder club. The other members was the other members were how do you say his name? I think the D is silent. Lin, Lin, Lindsay. Oh, Lindsay Boxer, Homicide SFPD, Claire Washburn, Chief Medical Examiner, and Yuki Castellano. Um, she is the assistant DA. Tonight, the 2 additional seats would be for Lindsay's husband, Joe Molyneux, Molyneux, and Cindy's beloved fiance, Rich. Rich Colclough. Rich was also Lindsay's partner on the job. It had been a joke when Cindy dubbed the four of them the Woman's Murder Club years ago. But the name had stuck because they liked it. The girls regularly gathered at Susie's, their clubhouse, in order to vent, brainstorm, and fill up on spicy Caribbean food and draft beer. It was nice to go with the don't worry, be happy flow every once in a while. Laughs were definitely on the menu tonight. Lindsay had been pulling double shifts at her high stress job and recently had been put on a narrowing assignment with the anti-terrorism case. Anti-terrorism stat. What? I'm about to say his name. I'm about to say this shit wrong again. I know the word, and I'm about to say this shit wrong. Anti-terrorism task force. Her husband, Joe Molyneux, was still recovering from injuries he'd received in the terrorist bombing. I mean, related to the very case. Related to the very case. Okay. That was probably why Lindsay's sister offered to take their little girl, Julie, home with her and her own little girls for the week. Everything was all set. Lindsay and Joe were leaving in the morning for a well-earned vacation in Mendo, Mendocino, Mendocino, whatever place that is, a small town escape 150 miles north of San Francisco. Cindy was excited for them. She ordered beer and chips for the table and had and settled into the banquet. When Lindsay and Joe arrived, they all hugged, and then the tall, blonde, cop and her hunky husband slid into the booth. Lindsay, Lindsay said, "I think I'm going to fall asleep in the car and then stay in bed for the entire week. It's inevitable." Joe put on Joe put an arm around Lindsay, pulling her close, and said, "If that's the case, there will be no complaints from me." "All right," said Cindy. Beer was poured into for and beer was poured into frosted mugs, and Cindy made the first toast to rain. She said, "Gently pattering rain and no Wi-Fi reception." "String to that," said Lindy. Said Lindsay. Glass clink. Clink. I'm fucking trying to get scared. Okay. Glass clinked. Hold on. Okay. Glass clinked. Lindsay gulped some beer, and after setting down her mug, she asked Cindy, "You sure you up to taking care of Martha? She's used to being the boss, you know." Lindsay was referring to her family's best dog friend and aging boarder, Chloe, who had pulled a tendon and was under doctor's orders for bed rest. "I think I can handle it. After all, I too am used to being the boss," Cindy said with a wink. "You boss? You must be joking," said Lindy. I can't say her name. Okay. Said Cindy was known to be more pit bull than pussycat. She and Lindsay were still snickering about it when Claire Washburn arrived. Claire in, emphatically endorsed Lindsay's upcoming week of R&R. She slid into the booth next to her, saying, "I know I'm going to miss you to death, but I'm not going to call you. And I mean, no way, no how, not for any reason. Seriously, this week, nothing but radio silence, okay?" Before Lindsay could answer, Rich Copeland arrived on tableside, stepping on Claire's laugh line. He said hey to his friends and bent down to give Cindy the kiss as Yuki danced into the room, singing along with the Caribbean tune. Rich gave her the seat next to Cindy and pulled up a chair for himself. Yuki ordered her first margarita. Somebody called my phone and they wasn't saying nothing. I kept saying hello and they wasn't saying nothing. And I think it was one of them fucking stupid ass people. You know when you sign up for some shit and you gotta put your number and then you gotta put you give them consent to call. The motherfuckers ain't say shit. I said hello like 3 or 4 times. And they hung up on me. Bitch, I was supposed to hang up on you first. They beat me to the punch. But fuck them. They better not call again. Or I will cuss their ass out. I will go out right outside and cuss their ass out because you fucking up my life. Okay? Fucking people want to be calling my phone and not saying shit. And it was a DC number. Don't know who the fuck it was. But anyway. Okay, where was I? Okay. Yuki ordered her first margarita of the evening, and the dinner orders went in after that. Even though the upbeat music was plinking loudly and laughter and applause made conversation challenging, Cindy felt a tremendous pleasure. Cindy felt a tremendous pleasure in this gathering of close friends. The gang was all here, and the evening felt like a group hug. It was the kind of night out that she wanted to soak up and remember forever. She couldn't change a thing. She wouldn't. Sorry. She wouldn't change a thing. Chapter 2. Already chapter 2. Okay. On Monday morning, Claire arrived at the medical examiner's her office, at 10 before 8. As she walked through the reception room, she was still transitioning from her home to her work mindset. Her thoughts hopscotched from the pleasure her thoughts hopscotch from the pressure of back to school week with her youngest kiddo, her grumpy husband, who was looking toward early retirement, and the transmission fluid she needed for her car, not to mention the strong coffee and donut she needed to help her shift. She needed to help her shift her own gears. She had just hung She had just hung her coat behind her door when Dr. Harrison, the on-call me handling the night shift, frame knocked on the door frame to her office. Morning, Bernard. What's the latest? She asked her number two. First, we had a bad accident on the freeway at around midnight last night. He told her a car jumped the median and two-boned and T-boned a family that was coming home from grandma's house. There were three fatalities. There were three fatalities. Scary, how you see me. There were three fatalities. One one of the children is in the emergency room. Oh damn. 15 minutes after we admitted the car crash victims, two more fatalities came in. It's all in here, he said, wagging a wagging wagging a folder containing a shift a chef yeah containing a shaft of notes. I was able to get through two of the freeway post mortem mortems. Okay, post mortems, and left the rest for you. So you've left three patients for me. You saying you're saying you don't get paid the big bucks for the easy jobs. You she smiled at their inside joke. There were no big bucks to be found in civil service, but Claire looked what Claire loved what she did. She wouldn't have it any other way. Dr. H kept filling her in. Bunny's here, but Bunny's here, and so is Malari. Greg. Greg is running late, and I have a headache the size of a beach ball. Go home, she told him. Take an aspirin and get some sleep. Don't have to tell me twice, Doc, he said. Watch out for the vapor trail. He handed his notes to Claire. She took them with her to the kitchenette, where she poured coffee, snagged the one chocolate donut in the box. Snagged the one chocolate donut in the box and ate her second breakfast at the small square table. Her two assistants Bunny, Elise, and Mal, what, and Malari, uh, and Malari came, came in and took turns filling her in on the horrible car crash. Bunny's eyes were welling up as she said, "One's just a little kid, Doctor. He's only 8." Claire said, I know, Bunny. We never get used to the kids." Then Claire gowned up and went into the cool room with Bunny at her elbow. Malari trailed close behind them. Claire opened the refrigerator drawer that contained the remains of the young boy. That's so sad. He should have been getting on a school bus next week. I'm so sorry, Sean or Morrison. Morrison? Claire said to the dead child. I know a lot of people are getting. I know a lot of people are going to miss you terribly. Dr. H did the post on his mom and dad. His sister is at Metro in serious condition. And the driver, Claire asked, drunk and texting while driving. He just walked away. From what I from what I heard, there were there was hardly a scratch on him. That's wild as shit. How you gonna be drunk driving with kids in the car, bro? Who killed this child? He only 8 years old. Didn't even get to live half life. Like, that shit is wild as fuck. I'm getting comments. Keep going, bro. I'm not a bro, but okay. Thank you. Anyway, Bunny wheeled a stretcher. I mean, Bunny wheeled a stretcher over to young Sean's drawer as she helped Claire lift the child's body. They heard a sound that was part moan, part stretch, stretch. Bunny, what the hell was that? It wasn't me. Could it have been the wheels squeaking, maybe? Claire turned around and asked Malari. Claire turned, Claire turned around and asked Malari, was that you? What? No, I didn't hear anything. And I didn't say anything either. And I didn't say nothing either. The three women stood very still. When they were sure they heard only the sounds of their own breathing, they assumed moving the little boy's body to the gurney, gurney, sorry, to the gurney, but then there was another moan, and this time it was followed by a fit of coughing. Together, Claire and Bunny converged on the second level of shelves. the drawer at the far end. Claire pulled on the handle and jumped back. The body bag inside the drawer was moving. Claire screamed. Claire screamed, surprising herself, and after that, she stepped up and pulled down the body zip, the body bag zipper. A bloody arm protruded from the bag. A body stared within, and then spoke. What kind of nightmare is this? Oh my God. Chapter 3. That morning, Cindy opened the front door to Lindsay and Joe's airy, airy three-bedroom apartment on Lake Street. Martha was laying in the living room next to Joe's big chair, where she had a clear view of the doorway. As soon as she saw Cindy, she got to her feet and, with her tail wagging, trotted over to her. It took a couple of tries for Martha to get up onto her hind her hind legs. So Cindy bent down to hug her and hold her up. Hey, sweet Martha, what's a good girl? Wanna go for a walk? Cindy grabbed a paper bag from the counter, what? Found the collar and leash on a hook by the door and took Martha for a I mean, slow but productive stroll on 12th Street. She knew there wasn't very much traffic there, so it'll be a safe route for the two of them. While they were walking, Cindy talked to Martha, reciting two headlines for a story she had to turn in the next hour. She asked her which one she liked better, but Martha was non-committal. After Martha did her business and Cindy bagged it, the duo returned to Lindsay's apartment. Cindy was pouring dog chow into Martha's bowl, concentrating so she didn't get what kibble all over the floor. When the phone rang, she knew it was going to be Lindsay checking on her. Ha! She reached for the phone. Hands? No, it's clear. Oh, damn it to hell. Sorry, Cindy. I just. Oh, damn it to hell. Sorry, Cindy. I just speed out Cindy. I mean, I, I just. Y'all, it's getting dark outside. It's supposed to rain today. I'm gonna get off at 2:15, and I'll be like waiting by 2 o'clock. I'll be waiting in the little doorway to see the car. Anyway, I just speed dialed Lindsay. I forgot. Force of habit. Cindy kept the phone to her ear as she filled Martha's water bowl in the sink. When Claire explained why she had called, Cindy almost dropped the phone. She shut off the water to make sure that she heard her friend correctly. Say that again? Then Cindy said, "What? Ha, one good one, Claire." Claire's voice came over the earpiece, loud. "I'm not making this up. Look, I've got to go." Cindy said, "I'm on my way." "Jesus, Claire, I'm coming." Hello, hello, hello. How you doing? Girl, it's not even morning anymore. Good afternoon. It's like 12 something now. How you doing? How you doing? Is this a female or a male? How are you doing? Yeah, that's good. That's good. Um, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. What's your name? Cause it's a what is a one. What's your name? I don't. I don't know. I don't know your username. Okay. Hi, Lily. Did I say that right, Lily? How old are you? I'm Nique. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Okay, because sometimes I don't always say people names right, and you know, but welcome to my channel if you are new. I'm reading this book, The Medical Examiner. Just subscribe. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I'm in the library currently, so that's why I'm whispering, doing a little reading out a small book. And it's called The Medical Examiner by James Patterson. Well, it's a woman's murder club, The Medical Examiner. That's what I'm reading. Um, it's a little bit crazy. Well, it's not. It is a good book. James Patterson got a lot of good books, y'all. I mean, we're like, yeah, it's a really good book. He got a lot of good books. I'm just now, I'm just now ending. I'm just now getting to the end of chapter 3, and I'm about to be on chapter 4. And it's like really short chapters, so I think I'll probably be reading this whole book until I have to leave, which I'm in here waiting for my mom to get off work so she can do a application at this place. And yeah, I just decided to grab a book, a small book to read to y'all. I'm very goofy, so how old are you, Lily? But I am 23. Like, I probably still look like I'm a kid, but I'm 23. How old are you? I'm like so goofy. Don't mind my life. I prefer not to say. It's okay. I'm fine with it. I respect it. I really respect it. I feel you on it. Do you do YouTube? Like, do you post videos? Mm, what was Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Cindy said, "I'm on my way." Jesus, Claire, I'm coming. No, Cindy. Yes, Claire. 10 minutes away. don't post now, maybe in the future. Okay, take your time. It, it I can tell. I could give you some advice. What I was about to say. Sorry, what I was about to say. So, well, just take your time. Figure out what you want to do first, and then um, just do the best you know how. When you do start posting, see my videos. I just post it as it is. I don't do no editing. So yeah. So I just do the best that I know how, and I just post anything. You can do variety of videos, when you do design, or you can just make your channel. Oh, I'm getting messages. Or no, it's not messages, but it's notifications, and my phone is on vibrate. Sorry for that if that was too loud, cause my phone is like leaning up against something. It's like very dark over here, and it's supposed to rain starting at like 2. So yeah. So make sure you leave some likes. You can comment on, videos, whatever you decide to watch on my channel. Hope you enjoy it. And it's just me being my authentic self. It's the big Nique TV gang gang. So yeah, I'm very goofy. Okay, you're gonna see me laughing a lot. Cause it's like sometimes recording it gets a little awkward sometimes. So I gotta laugh at myself. So yeah. You might find yourself feeling a little awkward, but like me, because of course, like I see myself in the camera, like so, like okay, you go do that, and I really hope you enjoy them. Yes, I am very cool. Like, yeah, I just be myself, you know. I Okay, chapter 4. Okay, these are like really short chapters, y'all. Like very short chapters. It's kind of what I like about it. All right, chapter 4. Okay, the woman who had been logged into the morgue was deceased. Helped Claire and her assistants get her own body out of the bag. She moved into a setting. She moved into a sitting position inside the drawer. This, whatever it was very, very disturbing. In all her years as a medical examiner, Claire had seen Claire had never seen anything like it. The the body in front of her had literally come back from the dead. Oh my god, it's very creepy. Was this a prank? A mistake? A true zombie? She said, okay, she said, Bunny, get my kit. Malari Malari, call an ambulance. The woman sitting in the drawer was naked and bloody. I mean, the woman sitting in the drawer was naked and blood was smearing all over her body. She was holding her left arm her elbow and was wincing in pain. Claire said, "My name is Dr. Washburn. May I help you? What hurts? Okay, now, here we go." Claire peeled the woman's hand away from her shoulder and saw a gunshot wound that went from the front straight through to the back. It was called a it was called a through and through because the woman was able to move her arm. It looked as though no bones had been broken. Thank goodness. She asked, "Can you tell me your name?" "I should wake up now," said the woman in the drawer. "This has to be a dream. This is a nightmare for the ages." Okay. "You're in the medical examiner's office. You're going to be fine," Claire said. "We're going to get you off of that skinny little bed right now." Claire was still shocked that the woman in the drawer was alive, but she was starting to get some perspective. This wasn't the first time in history that a convincingly dead person had revived himself or herself inside a morgue or a coffin. There were cases in the 19th century where people overdosed on barbiturates, what barbiturates, and were and were presumed dead, even though they had instead fallen into a death-like state. Some of the time, they come back to life before burial. Claire wondered if there was a modern drug affecting the woman in front of her, but then she remembered that there was a condition called catal- catalepsy. Could the bloody woman have that disorder? Claire knew that people who suffer from catalepsy got into a dead, not dead state with slow slow breathing and a weak pulse. Their muscles go rigid and sometimes they lose sensation in their body. Claire recalled from something she had read long ago that catalepsy could be triggered by disease, certain drugs, or traumatic shock. And if the undead was cooled down, for instance, by being stored into a morgue's cold room, the brain would remain functional until death took over or the person awoke. In today's high-tech medical environment, it would be hard to mistake collapse for death, but this woman appeared to be an exception to the rule. The patient was clearly not dead. Chapter 5. The woman in the drawer stretched out her good arm, and Claire and Bunny helped her to a standing position. Claire's spot, mm, Claire's spot examined, but I mean, Claire's spot assignment was, assessment. Sorry, Claire's spot assessment was that this poor thing was middle aged and bone thin. She'd been shot lucky to lucky to be breathing. Claire also saw that another bullet had grazed her hip, like the shot to her shoulder. It wasn't life threatening. Would this lady, would would this lady's good luck continue, or would bad luck send her back in the drawer? Bunny and Maloney, um, where was I? Bunny and Mallory helped the woman onto a stretcher and pulled a sheet up to her shoulders while Claire checked her vitals. The woman was breathing without assistance. Her pulse was slow, but her heart was beating regularly. Her wounds weren't bleeding, and she had spoken, which is also a good sign. Claire put her steth- stethoscope away, and the woman's eyelids suddenly flew open. The woman drew back, afraid. It was as though she'd forgotten she'd been awake just moments ago. "Who are you?" she gasped. "Who am I?" She, hold up. It was as though she'd forgotten she'd been awake just moments ago. "Who are you?" she gasped. "Where am I?" Claire introduced herself again and ordered someone to get water. Then she asked, "What's your name?" "My name?" After a few long seconds, the woman said, "I'm Joanne Murphy. Did you say this is a morgue? What am I doing here? I was hoping you could tell us. I was hoping you could tell me, Miss Murphy. Call me Joanne. My shoulder, it hurts. Actually, medically, that's a good sign. You took a bullet, Joanne, so it's natural for your body to be reacting to the pain. Do you know who shot you?" "What day is it?" Joanne asked. "Monday." "It's about 8:30 in the morning. So yesterday was Sunday?" "That's right." "Well, I woke up in my own house. I had breakfast and watched the news shows with my husband. Someone has to call Robert." "Of course, we will." Right away. Joanne Murphy recited numbers and Laurie wrote them down. Then Claire said to her patient, "Joanne, an ambulance is on the way. You need emergency medical attention, and I'm not equipped to do that for you here. If I could just get dressed, said Joanne. If I could just get dressed, said Joanne. Just then, the swinging doors to the autopsy suit flew wide open, and here was Cindy as promised. She was breathing hard. She hurried over to Claire and the woman lying on the stretcher. I'm Cindy Thomas, she said to the patient. I hope you're feeling better. What an ordeal, right? Then Cindy turned to Claire and said, what did I miss? I don't remember anything, said Joanne Murphy, but obviously I was murdered. Well, it was attempted murder, I suppose. That's all I know. Chapter 6, y'all. The irrepressible Cindy Thomas had just breathlessly the irrepressible Cindy Thomas had just breathlessly materialized in Sarah Washburn's autopsy suit, and Claire wasn't pleased. Not in the slightest. Claire said, seriously, Cindy? Didn't I say no? She was planning to spin her friend around and march her straight out when the doctors to the ambulance bay banged open. Bunny shouted to the EMTs, hurry, she's in here. She's in there. Sorry. The EMTs burst into the cold room with a stretcher in tow. What have we got, doctor? Asked the EMT. The name W. Watson was appliqued on his shirt. Claire said to Washington. I mean, Claire said to Watson. Sorry. Let me see what time is it. It's 12:30. Okay. Claire said to Watson, this is Miss Murphy. Hello, Joanne said. The rumors of my demise have been wildly exaggerated. Watson cracked a smile. She was brought in just after midnight, Claire continued. She has a shot wound. She has a gunshot wound to the shoulder and a bullet graze on her hip. She revived on her own 15 minutes ago and needs emergency. Sorry, y'all. It needs emergency care ASAP. Well, needs emergency care ASAP. Watson said, you're not kidding. Mallory went to Mrs. Murphy and patted her hand. I left a message for your husband, she said. I told him you were on the way to St. Francis Memorial Hospital. How how you doing, Mr. Murphy? Mrs. Murphy? And EMT Watson said, asked, you're going to give, we're going to give you a nice, smooth ride, sorry, and we'll get there faster than a speeding bullet. Then the EMTs helped the gunshot victim onto their gurney and wheeled her out to the ambulance. The doctors closed behind them, and the wall of sirens sounded down the road as Bunny entered the autopsy suite holding a brown paper bag that was sealed with red tape. Dr. Washburn, I opened this to see what it was. I think the handbag inside belongs to Mrs. Murphy. Only 15 minutes had passed since the patient formerly formerly assumed to be a corpse had called out to Claire's team for help. Leave the bag here, Claire said. Right now. I'm calling the cops. As Bunny did as she was told, Claire saw Cindy eyeing the large paper bag on the stretcher. Recently vacated by Mrs. Murphy without any discernible hesitation. Cindy opened it and peered inside. Then she pulled out a handsome red leather handbag, opened it, and began lying. Oh, I'm sorry. And began laying its contents on the stretcher. Claire said, Cindy, what the hell are you doing? I'm just taking a quick peek. It's in my nature. I'm the investigative reporter, remember? Claire said. That's for the news flash. Listen to me. I, I dis, oh, I disavow all knowledge of what you're doing. You know full well the contents of that bag are off limits and off the record. By tampering with them, you could mess up a case against the shooter. Could you? I mean, you could mess up a case against the shooter. Do you hear me? By Cindy, but Cindy took Claire's disavowal as a yellow light, not a red light, not a red one. She listened. She lists the contents of the bag out loud as as she emptied the capac what cap cap what cap capsus I don't know interior and the mini pockets. Here's her wallet, Claire. The driver's license belongs to our not actually departed Joanne, and the picture matches the woman who just picture matches the woman we just met. She lives on Il Camino del Demeyer, Demeyer, sorry, in Seacliff. She has 5 credit cards in here and a bunch of receipts. Wow, look at her makeup kit, Claire. I've seen ads for this stuff. The makeup is infused with stem cells. The makeup is infused with stem cells tailored to her own DNA. Well, so they say anyway. I, on the other hand, say it's expensive. Lots of brushes and sponges, and okay, enough with the makeup. She's also got a photo in the glassine sleeve behind the driver's license is a picture of Joanne and a man who could be her husband. Cindy let out a low whistle. This man is handsome. Then she flipped the plastic sleeve over and read the inscription. Robert and me, Candace's second honeymoon, 2016. Excuse me, y'all. Thank you. Candace. Oh, sorry, y'all. Candace's second honeymoon, 2016. Robert appeared to be 10 years younger than Joanne, at least. He was very good looking, dark hair, tall, and built a definite 10. He looked like Tom Selleck when he was Magnum PI. Cindy said, Claire, look at this picture of Joanne and her husband Robert. Nope, you're going to get us in trouble with the law. Cindy said, I'm wearing gloves. Look, she's wiggling. She wiggled her fingers. No harm done, Claire. Okay, I've been through everything, every pocket um and every secret zipper section. A woman with a $4,000 handbag would have jewelry, but Joanne wasn't wearing any jewelry, and there wasn't a single piece in her bag either. But look at what she's wearing in the photo. Diamonds on her fingers, encircling both wrists and draped around her throat. That pendant alone has to be 8 carats, maybe even bigger. Hey girl reporter. Hey girl reporter, Claire said. Put it all back like you found it. Seal the bag back. Seal the paper bag. I'm going to wash my hands. Be back in 2 minutes. Got it? Claire went into the kitchenette and picked up the notes from last night's intake that Dr. H had left here. She ran her finger she ran her finger down the list of deceased. There were the three car crashes. There were the three car crash victims. Two, two on the list were checked off with appended death certificates. Dr. H had also listed the two who came in after them. Female Joanne, female Joanne Murphy, male John Doe. Two people had been brought in by the van at the same time. John Doe was in the drawer next to Joanne Murphy. Dr. H had done a, a cursory, cur, I mean, a cursory, a cursory external exam and had written notes. White female, 45, Joanne Murphy, non-fatal gunshot to right shoulder, flesh wound on hip. COD pending. John Doe, white male, approx age 35 to 40. Two shots to the back and one to the left arm. COD, gunshot to the heart. MOD, homicide. Claire closed the folder and dropped it off in her office. Then she returned to the autopsy suite, where Cindy was replacing the tape on the bag of Joanne Murphy's possessions. Claire said, "Sin, as much as I love you, you really have to go. I've got work to do, and honestly, you can't know any of this until next of kin is notified, and we've got a green light for speaking to the press. I understand. I'm out of here," Cindy said. "I'll talk to you later." Claire was about to open John Doe's drawer when Greg, the receptionist, called out to her from the front desk. "Dr. Washburn, Inspector Richard Coughlin called. He said to tell you that he wants to see with John Doe. Call him back and tell him that now is fine." Chapter 7. Make checking time 12:49. Chapter 7. When Rich Coughlin wake up earlier that morning, he reached for Cindy, but her side of the bed was empty, and it wasn't even warm anymore. It took him a few minutes to remember that she was dog sitting for Lindsay. He smiled. It had been sweet of her not to wake him up. Rich got moving. He showered, dressed, ate buttered toast over the sink, and washed it down with yoo-hoo. Yo. who, I don't know, he started up his old Bronco on the first try and then made the drive to the Hall of Justice where he worked in the Southern Station Homicide Division. He was parked. He was parking his car a block away from the Hall of Harriet Street when he got a call from Claire. She filled him in on the bed when the browsery happening in her office. I'll punch in at work and get back to you, he said. It was 8:30 when Col- when Colklin entered the square room. Lieutenant Jackson Brady was inside his office, which was located at the back corner of the bullpen. Colklin crossed the room and knocked on the glass office door. Brady waved him in. Brady was a veteran of sorry for the loud noise, y'all. Brady was a veteran of Miami Vice and Homicide and had taken over the command of the square when Warren Jacob Jacoby, sorry, when Warren Jacoby moved up to chief. Cochran thought that in some ways it was a waste of time to keep Brady behind the desk, but he was an excellent CEO. He was direct, smart, and unafraid. Brady was also Rich's friend, but during work hours he was all business. Copeland took a chair opposite Brady and said, "Lou, I got a call from the ME. Two bodies in last night. Both had gunshot wounds. One of them is a John Doe. The other is a woman who resumed breathing and started talking while she was inside the body bag. Christ, what did you just say? The woman victim wasn't really dead. Did I hear that correctly? Yep. Her name is Joanne Murphy, and she's on the way to St. Francis. I'd like to be on the case, Brady said. Let me see who caught it last night. Kirkland looked out the window, watching the traffic on the freeway as Brady's fingers tapped on the keyboard. Okay, Brady said, summing it up here. Summing it up here, it seems like it was a madhouse in the morgue last night. There was a car crash with 3 fatalities, and this case came in. It started with a 911 call from the Warwick Hotel. A housekeeper went into room The housekeeper went into room 321 to turn down the bed and found two dead bodies in it. Coughlin muttered, "Holy shit." Brady continued his summary. Sergeant Shaw got a search warrant and met detectives Sackowitz and Linden at the hotel. Room 321 was registered to Joanne Murphy, who lives locally over in Seacliff. Murphy's body was completely naked on the bed. She had a gunshot wound to the right shoulder and another that had grazed her hip. She was covered with blood and had no detectable vital signs. Hear that? Kirkland, not breathing, no heartbeat. Unreal, said Kirkland. Keep going, Brady said, continuing. The male victim is in the morgue and isn't talking or breathing. He's white and in his 30s and was also found naked and lying on top of the female. There was no wallet, no ID to be found. He was wearing a sorry y'all. He was wearing a wedding band. The male Vic took 3 shots, two to the back, one in the left arm. The murder weapon wasn't found. Brady took a slug of coffee and then went on. Sackowitz and Linden waited for the wagon to arrive, and me, Tex, pronounced both victims DOA. Sack and Linden started a canvass in the hotel. They'll look at surveillance video and do the interviews. Etc. But I agree with you that they could use help. Where was I? Cookland said, "Good to hear." Sorry. Cookland said, "Good to hear that my desk is clean, Brady. Use me." Brady said, "I don't have anyone free to partner up with you. It's just for a few days, Lou." Brady said, "Should be okay. I'm thinking since Joanne Murphy was probably ID. Yeah. Oh shit. I messed up, y'all. Hold on. I'm thinking since Joanne Murphy can probably ID the Dory. I want to say that word right. shooter was the wife of the Joe of the John Doe. Stay on Murphy and get her story. Brady lifted his ice blue eyes from the computer and turned them on Cookland. We're going to need you to use your famous charm when you interview Miss Murphy Cookland. This is a sticky situation. We don't want her to sue the city for taking her to the morgue before her time. I'll do my best. Cookland went back to his desk and downloaded the notes from Zach and Lyndon. Then he called Claire's office, leaving a message with her receptionist. He said, Craig, tell Dr. Washburn I'm on the case. I want to see the John Doe ASAP. Chapter 8. Let's check the time. It's 1:02. Chapter 8. Cookland had the short walk from the back exit from the Hall of Justice lobby along the breezeway to the ME's office in under 2 minutes. He was thinking about this murky case of a dead woman who was not actually dead and a John Doe who was gunned down in flagrante in, in, fla- in flagrante delicto. Some of these words I don't know what they mean. But okay. Cookland reviewed Sakowitz's case notes on. I mean, sorry, y'all. Cookland reviewed Sakowitz's case notes on case notes one more time. He'd written that no weapon had been found at the scene of the crime, and that the John Doe's wallet was missing. He and Lyndon were still working the hotel angle, trying to get an ID on the dead man. If they could figure out who the John Doe was, they might be able to learn why he was shot in the first place. Was the John Doe the target that would make Joanne Murphy a victim of circumstance? Why? Why hadn't the shooter finished off Joanne Murphy? Oh, something is right here. I feel cold. She had witnessed the crime after all. Had the shooter assumed that she was dead? Could be. According to the reports, she'd been covered with blood, both hers and the John Doe's. Her muscles had gone rigid. Her breathing and pulse had hardly been there, and were so delicate that they'd become undetectable. Apparently, neither the cops nor some more cops, others legal aides and administrators who worked at the hall. He needed to get control of his situation before it got out of hand. Hold up. Hold up, y'all. I'm over here in pain a little bit. I feel okay. Ouch. Ew. Anyway, okay. Let's continue. Okay. What was I? Before he got out of hand. Okay. The receptionist knew Kirkland. So as soon as he saw him, he said, "She's waiting for you, Inspector. Go on in." Kirkland knew his way around the ME's office and took the main corridor, which led to the autopsy suite in the back. Claire was gowned in mask. Her assistants were backing her up as she worked on the post-mortem assessment of a young boy with a physical head injury. She saw Kirkland come in and cover the child with a sheet. Then she she shoved her gloves in. Then she shoved her gloves and put on a clean pair. She picked up a large brown paper bag from an empty table and said, "Let's go into my office, Richie." As he stood with her in her office, Kirkland watched Claire open the paper bag on her desk and take out the large bloody, I mean, sorry y'all for the, yeah, I gotta use the bathroom. Let's finish. Okay, Kirkland worked, Kirkland watched Claire open the paper bag on her desk and take out the large blood red leather handbag with what looked to be expensive stitching and details. Claire said, "The purse belongs to Joanne. I also have bags of her clothes and those belonging to the John Doe. But let's look at the contents of her handbag first." She began taking items out of the handbag. There was a nice looking wallet, a makeup case, keys, and an assort an assortment of other commonplace items. This is a purse. This is a pricey bag, Claire told Kirkland. It appears that Mrs. Murphy is a woman of means. She handed over the wallet. Kirkland opened it and looked through the contents. Claire said, "Look at this." She was pointing to a photo under plastic, under plastic of a man and woman at a resort. They're what? Oh yeah, they're back. into the ocean. Claire flipped the sleeve over, and Kirkland read the inscription. Robert and me, Kenneth's second honeymoon 2016. Claire said, notice the necklace Joanne is wearing in the photo. That pendant is a hell of a big diamond. Hold up, there is a similar enormous rock in her engagement ring. I think Mrs. Murphy was a rich bitch. Oh, anyway. I think somebody was having an affair with somebody. Let's keep going. That's just my little thoughts. Anyway, okay. And the wedding band is, encrusted with other precious stones. Okay. Look at all. What the fuck? Okay. Okay. Look at all the glittering bangle. What? Yeah, bangle bracelets. Joanne clearly likes her diamonds. A girl's best friend, right? What's what they? That's what they say. But Richie, no jewelry was found on her person or in her bag. She was robbed. That's my first guess. Coughlin made notes, then said, what do you say? He said, what do you say, Claire? Can you introduce me to Mr. Doe? I'm dying to meet the man myself. I'm dying to meet the man myself, said Claire. They walked back to the autopsy suite, and Claire pulled open the drawer next to the one that had been vacated recently by Joanne Murphy. Coughlin found the unknown man to be as described. He was a white male who seemed to be in his 30s. He had a slight puncture. He had a slight punch and a lot of chest hair from his conservation haircut, a manicure. From his conservation haircut and manicure, Kirkland guessed that Kirkland guessed that the guy was some sort of businessman. He looked like he could be a sales executive of some sort. Why is this looking? Kirkland told Claire what Sackwitz had put in his case notes. He was found naked, lying on the naked body of Mrs. Murphy. Claire said, that seems right. Looks to me like he took the first two shots to his back. shooter, and that's when he shot. That's when he got this one to the underside of his biceps. It went through the muscle and into the chest. That could have been the slug that stopped his heart forever. Kirkland said, "So, who do we think was the shooter, Mrs. Doe? Did she get someone to let her into the room so she could kill her husband?" It's a what? It's a logical explanation, an obvious one. Or him. I mean, shit, I skipped the last word, y'all. An obvious one. Or could it have been Mr. Murphy who killed the man? Cuckold, cuckold him. I don't know if I've seen that word right. Is that no? Is that why his wife was spared? And if the motive was a domestic beef, Kirkland continued. Why? Why take the jury? Was it staging to make the shooting look like a robbery? Claire listened as Conklin continued theorizing out loud. He said, or was it in fact a robbery? A stranger gets into the room, or he was waiting in the room. He gets the loot and John Doe's wallet. But why didn't he give Mrs. Murphy a shot to the head so she couldn't testify? Was he convinced she was dead? Claire put off his musings, saying, "Here's my theory. Anyone would have been convinced that woman, Joanne Murphy, died in the hotel room. You see, there's an unusual condition called catalepsy. I mean, catalepsy. I think I said that right. I don't know if I said it. Okay, catalepsy. If this is that condition, it's my first experience with it. I know that death is a many-part process. Different parts of the body seize at different times. Skin lives for 24 hours after a person dies, for instance. So, collapsing is a nervous condition that looks like death, even though it's an even though it's in, in, internate. Slow down. I don't know if I said that right. If Mrs. Murphy had not been refrigerated overnight, she would have suffered brain dead, and she would have died. Okay, so what causes collapse? Could be a number of things. Parkinson's, Parkinson's disease, epilepsy, I think I'm saying that right. Cocaine withdrawal. It can be a side. It can be a side effect of a anti anti psychotic psy anti hold up antipsychotic. Oh, antipsychotic. I've been saying that name word the whole fucking time. Okay, because I'm trying to pronounce certain words and it's like, okay, what I say? Antipsychotic. Okay. And one of the most common cases can be traumatic shock. Conklin said she had to be pretty traumatized. Alright, you think her memory will ever come back? Claire shrugged and said, it's probably. Let me know. I said probably. It's possible. Sorry, y'all. I'm fucking up real bad. Claire shrugged and said, it's possible. Let me know, will you? I can't really explain it, but I can somewhat attach to Joanne. I want to know what happened to her and why. Let's check the time. Okay, 1:24. Okay, we on chapter 9, y'all. This book go fast. Chapter 9. Conklin came through the gate to the homicide square room and went directly to the small island made up of two facing desks. His his and Lindsay's and a side chair. He grabbed his desk phone and called St. Francis Memorial. He was shunt, he was shunted around to various breweries until finally a head nurse told him that Mrs. Murphy was in stable condition and was currently having a CAT scan. Conklin said he called back. He was glad to have time to do a background check on the miraculous Mrs. Murphy before meeting with her. He booted up his he booted up his computer and began opening the databases that were at his disposal at the police office. He learned that Joanne Murphy, Nee Tuttle, had been born in New York in 1972. Her mother had been an editor at a fashion magazine, and her father was a CEO of business of a business machine corporation. Joanne had gone to private schools and had capped off her high school diploma with a degree in literature from Berkeley. Murphy's Murphy's first husband, Jared Knowles, Knowles was a well-regarded art art director in Hollywood. Her first and current husband, her second and current husband, Robert Murphy, was a model and small-time actor who was born in 1987. Was a model and small-town actor who was born in 1986. Conklin did the quick math in his head that made Robert 14 years younger than that made Robert 14 years younger than his wife. Joanne had bought a paid for Joanne had bought and paid for the Murphy's home prior to her marriage to Robert, and it had seen and it had since been featured in multiple glossy style magazines. The Murphys were also pictured in many of the society columns and had a handful of celebrity friends on the face of it. They seem to have a pretty good quality of life. I don't think you never know who could have killed them because, yeah, of course, we gonna lean towards the partners, the married partners or whatever. But even though they had a lot of celebrity friends too, you never know. A celebrity friend could have killed them. Who knows? But yeah. So, but yeah, let's go. Let's continue. Coughlin stretched, taking a breath. Yeah, yeah. Conklin. I keep saying Conklin stretched, taking a break. He texts Sackwit, telling him he was going to interview Joanne Murphy ASAP. After that, he he scavenged the refrigerator in the break room and found a carton. I mean, and found a container of yogurt marked Boxer. He grabbed the snack, knowing uh, Lindsay wouldn't mind. He ate at his desk and opened the criminal databases, finding Zip, Zero, and Nada on Joanne and Robert Murphy. They hadn't ever been in trouble with the law. No scandals, no shoplifting, no nothing. Next, Conklin looked at all online photos he could find of this nice upscale couple. What Joanne. She seemed to have a decent life, but then one night she checks into a hotel room and entertains a man who isn't her husband. A shooter somehow gets into this room. Okay, a shooter somehow gets into this hotel room, and blows away the lover. Then that same, I keep getting emails, y'all. Okay, then that same assassin wings the millionaire's and leaves her for dead. And what had happened to Joanne's jewelry had the whole thing been a prep plan armed robbery. It was starting to look that way to Cook. Maybe it had been about the duplicus. I mean, the duplex, duplex, duplex. I mean, I don't fucking know, y'all. I don't know how to pronounce this word. It's DUPLICITOUS. I can't pronounce it. My tongue can't pronounce. Okay, don't judge me in the comments. Okay, just help me out. Anyways, relationship after all. Suddenly, his desk phone rang, jerking him out of his thoughts. The caller ID read Psychoids. It's crazy that Joanne Murphy is alive, right? He said to the night shift detective. Zach said, I'm thinking exactly. Who's the target here? Or was this a robbery that got out of control? Conklin said, I've been wondering the same thing. Hopefully, this interview helps us figure things out. Then, after I see Mrs. Murphy, I'm going to drive out to her home so I can talk to the husband. I'll let you know how it goes. Sounds like a plan, but be careful. Present time, chapter 10. Rich Coughlin had finished his useless bedside interview with Joanne Murphy, but before they could go to Claire Washburn's office, Joanne had to be cleared to leave the hospital. He called Cindy from the waiting room and left her a voicemail telling her that she shouldn't hold dinner for him. Minutes later, the attending physician came down the hallway to ask him to come with him to his patient's room. Once he was standing out, Joanne, I mean, once he was standing at Joanne's side, Dr. Cornacki turned to Conklin and said, I want you to be my witness on this situation. I told Mrs. Murphy she should stay with us overnight so that we could keep an eye on her for 24 hours. At minimum. Joanne chirped, and I said, no thanks, doctor. I'm fine now. And I really, truly am. I'm ready to go home. Nique said sternly, there is a chance that you might relapse if you leave, but I can't force you to stay here. See your regular physician. Please do it tomorrow. Joanne plucked at the hospital tissue nightgown. Detective, I mean hospital issue. I said tissue. Joanne plucked at the hospital issue nightgown. Detective, may I please have my clothing and other belongings back? Let me see what time is it. It's 1:37 and my phone is on 92. I must have been wearing quite a bit of jewelry. I'm never without my engagement ring and mother's necklace. Coughlin ran his hand down the side of his face. Unfortunately, Joanne, we weren't able to locate your jewelry, and your clothing will need to stay with our team for now for testing. Joanne signed and said, Doctor, may I borrow some scrubs? Either blue or green may, either blue or green would fine with me. Hold on, cause this shit pissing me off. I'm back, y'all. That number they keep fucking calling me was a fucking auto insurance number. It wasn't saying shit. Keep fucking hanging up, calling me, bitch. You can cuss that. Anyway, either blue or green would be fine with me. Coughlin stood outside as Joanne dressed, and then he co-signed the against medical advice release form. He watched as Joanne submitted to the nurses who were fusing around. Who were fussing around her as they seated her in a wheelchair. He pushed Joanne's chair out to his car. The footwell on the passenger side was filled with litter, and Joanne sniffed. Sorry, and Joanne sniffed in disgust when she saw it. Sorry, he said, I can get that. He gathered up the pile of fast food wrappers and empty water bottles and then placed it on the seat of the wheelchair. He walked the trash over to a garbage um, receptacle and, and returned the chair to the lobby. He rarely worked a case as incomprehensible as this double homicide that only had one actual fatality. But he was determined to see it through to its conclusion. Whatever that might be. When he and Joanne were both in the car, he buckled up. She said, Richard, why not just drop me at home? We can shake hands and say goodbye. I'll write a note to super your superior saying how good you have been to me. You have been very nice. No, that's not gonna happen. Joanne, there was a dead body of a man found in a bed with you. He has a family out there somewhere, and they're never going to see him again. Someone killed him. He wanted to add, does that ring a bell? But he bit down on the sarcasm. The last thing he wanted to do was drive his witness underground. Joanne said nothing in reply. She just looked out the window at rush hour traffic on Pine. That's a bit suspicious. I asked you, I tell you about a man was dead. Like I tell you about a man, dead body was found in the bed with you. And I asked you, does it ring a bell? You don't say nothing about that. But you wanna go home, you wanna do all this, you wanna do no. We gonna find out together. We gonna get to the bottom of this. And guess what? Your husband gonna find out if he didn't kill that man, your husband gonna find out you was having an affair. Period. Point blank period. Right? Anyway, let's continue. He continued, we're going to make a quick stop at the medical examiner's office. 20 minutes after that, you'll be home. She said, I know I said I would look at that man, but this isn't easy for me, Richard. I have really I have really bad memories of that place. I know you do, but can you try to look at this a different way? Your unscheduled your unscheduled stop at the ME's office was a blip in the span of your life. Now you're alive and well, and you're and you're helping out the San Francisco Police Department for about 2 minutes. You're going to return to the site of a personal miracle. He looked at me. She looked at me. Dubiously, Rich gave her one of his beautiful smiles and said, I'm not going to leave your side. You want the sirens, Joanne, or shall we just enjoy the ride? She let out a good laugh. Sirens, she said. Conklin grinned at her. He flipped on the sirens and the lights, and they headed toward the medical examiner's office. He couldn't wait to reintroduce Joanne to Mr. John Doe. He had absolutely no idea, couldn't even guess what she would say or do when she looked at the man's dead body. But he had a feeling her reaction was going to surprise him. See what time it is? It's 1:47. I mean, it's 1:46. My phone's on like that too, but okay, let's go. Chapter 11. Conklin draped his windbreaker around Joanne Murphy's narrow shoulders and walked her from Harriet Street to the ME's office. Claire was waiting for them at the open rear door. She gently placed her arm around Joanne and told her how glad she was to see her. How's the shoulder? Hold on. How's that shoulder? Are you feeling okay? Claire asked. The pain pills are telling me that I feel just fine. Joanne Murphy's smile faded as she looked around the autopsy suite. She she stiffly walked with Claire and Richie into the cool room in the back. There, she took in the sight of a stacked stainless steel drawers that were that were holding bodies of the dead. Claire said cautiously, "Are you ready, Joanne? I'm going to open the drawer now." Yeah. And this lady is fucking starting it. Anyway, okay. Joanne Murphy stood. Joanne Murphy shook her head and said, "I'm never going to be ready for this, but let's get with it. Let's get, let's get it. I'm sorry, but let's get it over with." Claire slid the drawer open slowly. Wisps of brown hair peeked out over the top of the crisp sheet, followed by a long topographical stretch of white. The the sight the sight before them ter- terminated with a man's knobby toes. Claire carefully folded. I mean, shit, y'all. Claire carefully folded the sheet down below John Doe's chin. Conklin stood beside Joanne as she peered down at the dead man's blanched and chubby face. To Rich, the man's features were unremarkably were, were unremarkable. He looked like a typical suburban. He looked like a typical suburban dad, the kind of guy who would watch out for the kids on the block, was handy around the house, and didn't fool around at the office. Clearly, his appearance didn't square with the circumstances in which his body had been discovered. Joanne stared at the corpse for a long moment. Then she seemed almost indigent, indignant. I don't know when she said, "I'm supposed to know this person." Conklin looked past Joanne to Claire. Their eyes met. He said, "Joanne, this is the man who was found dead, naked, and in bed with you in room 321 at the Warwick. His wallet was stolen. We're trying to identify him, and it's only a matter of time before we're successful. And we could do it, and we could do it faster and better if you can give us a name or a lead." Sorry to disappoint, Richard. I've never seen this man before, and honestly, I don't think I would even notice him if he walked by me on the street. He's not my type. Here's my theory. Here's my theory. She continued, looking up at Conklin. Somehow, both he and I were drugged, kidnapped, put into that bed and shot. Maybe he was already dead. I was I was as good as dead, and maybe they didn't realize that I was still kicking. There's no other explanation. Conklin snuffled. He laughed. He couldn't believe that Joanne had come up with that fantastic theory that somehow two people had been kidnapped and smuggled into the Warwick, where they were stripped, posed, and shot in that order. For what purpose? To create a scandal? Maybe to create a pulp fiction murder tabloid 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 um, for a book for a book cover. He arranged his features in a straight face. But why would anyone do that to you? Why would I? How would I know? I don't have a criminal mind, and now I'm ready to go home. Didn't you hear the doctor? I need to rest.
Oh, I have it till from 2 to 4, so you don't have to rush too much.
Yeah, I most likely don't get through this whole book before my mother get here. It go all the way to chapter. It, it goes all the way to the this word the emoji that shit. Hurry, chapter 12. And then if I don't finish, y'all, I can always come back to the library and finish the book. We had 2 hours and 53 minutes. But yeah, all right. He had promised to bring Joanne home, and he kept his word. He walked her back to his car and drove them to Seacliff. The sun was going down, and house lights winked on a long Lake Street. Conklin turned right on 28th and took it to El Camino. It took it to El, what, El Camino del Mar, del Mar. When he pulled into her neighborhood, he noticed that it was an unmarked oceanside area dotted with large estates. Many of them had water views and private access to the shoreline. Joanne was looking straight ahead, saying to him, how am I going to explain all of this to Robert? That you were found in bed with another man? What? No, he'll believe me when I say that I was drugged and kidnapped. But I have to explain getting shot. Why would anyone shoot me? Maybe. I'm sorry for all the noise, y'all. They doing extra. It's supposed to be a fucking quiet library and they doing fucking extra. But anyway, maybe Robert got a call from the kidnapper. Maybe he had to pay ransom money or something. Did you think of that, Richard? Joanne had some pretty crazy theories about her attempted murder, but this time she had a point. Her husband hadn't reported his wife. Her husband hadn't reported his wife as missing. Could he have forked over a ransom payment while he was writing for his wife's return? Rich Coughlin couldn't wait to see Robert Murphy's face when Joanne came through the front door to her house alive. Maybe it would give him the final clue to crack this case. Ooh, y'all. It's about like hold on. It's about 2 o'clock. I'm stopping at chapter 12. I can come back and read the book. I remember the medical examiner. So yeah, I'm stopping at chapter 12. Yeah, let's go put the book back. And it's cold. It's hitting here, so let's go. It's about to It's freaking cold. And my back is killing me. My bones are crazy. Give me a second, y'all. I probably should keep my phone on the charger. No, fuck it. Cause my mom get off at 2:15. I told her I was gonna be on here, but I gotta use the bathroom too. And I don't think they got a bathroom. So I gotta run home and then come back and stand out here somewhere. So she's I'm pretty much reloaded. Got to the middle of the fucking book. Alright, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hold on. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with any and everybody. Let them know what your girl is doing on this channel. I will be back with another. I will be back to finish this book. I will remember, y'all, I promise. I will be back over here to finish the book for y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you enjoyed the reading. Hopefully you heard me enough because it is supposed to be a quiet library, but hopefully you enjoyed this reading. I will be back to finish this what I was going to say, that book is very interesting. The Medical Examiner. It was getting good. I stopped at chapter 12, but which so when I come back, I'll be reading chapter 13. But yeah, make sure y'all go check out the rest of my videos. Leave some comments, appropriate comments. Um, leave some likes on whatever videos, you know, whatever you decide to watch on my channel. Hope you enjoy all my videos. I hope you enjoy this video. I tried to entertain y'all, and I have to run home and go to the bathroom because this library ain't got no bathroom. And and then I gotta come back and sit and wait for my mom. And yeah, and I'll get back to y'all. So, bye.